Alright, so this morning what we're doing, which is the whole reason why we came here, is we're headed out to the caves, and we got a little bit of a walk before we get to the caves just because we don't have our golf cart. So we're gonna make our way up there. We got about 10 minutes before check-in, and then the tour actually starts at 10 o'clock. Should last about just over an hour. Let's see how well this goes.
I'm doing that.
Why did I not go in the pool?
Yeah.
It's because you guys were already in there. I came late. Look at them slacking. Way behind us.
Yeah.
There's the entrance
To what?
to the park.
Oh. Well, let's go with that. It's so cold.
And I believe that is the entrance for the cave.
Do people die in there?
People die in there.
Yeah, does it pass?
Oh, I don't know. I think they keep it locked.
Oh yeah, it's locked up.
Yep.
What's this over here? We about Tampa?
This is pretty cool.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
I like the hats.
Yeah, are those the hats we're gonna be bringing?
No, we gotta buy these ones. It's a nice necklace.
We're ready! Yay! Bandit.
And then you could like,
Oh, I have this for the actual.
push it back into the stuff.
Go through 32 inches.
So this is below
Is it down here?
the gift shop. How cool is this? It's got like this little entrance that looks like it goes beneath the ground. Wonder if that's where we come out.
Wake up bats.
Yeah, there's gonna be some. So just be prepared. It's awesome. Just like the whole, all the rocks and everything.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
We're going in my guys.
Turn your light on.
What's it doing?
Couple things we got to go over before we go down. I got to tell you right here about the Cave Protection Act. This is a state law passed here in the 1970s. Now this cave was discovered back in 1879. Two little boys out hunting rabbits on their family's farm. Start chasing a rabbit across the field out here. The rabbit ducks in behind these big group of rocks sticking out of the ground. Now the boys go up to it looking. They can't find a rabbit, but they do feel this cold air coming out of the ground, and they think that's a little strange. So they pulled back a couple rocks and found themselves a big dark hole. They ran back home and got rope and candles, and they became the first explorers down in here. These days we got lights, so that's how we're going to be getting through.
Hold on to the handrail, Nick, okay? Oh, wow, it got a lot colder.
This is our crossroads. We're going to head down where the lights are on right here. In a little while, we're going to pop up right here. And then we're going to come down this way right here. I turn the lights on as we come through. It's not going to look quite as intimidating as we go through. Now this cave was formed in a nutshell by two things, time and water. It all starts as the Appalachian Mountains are coming up out of the ground. When they start coming up out of the ground, all of this limestone bedrock gets exposed to the rainwater. Now as the rainwater comes through the atmosphere, it picks up a lot of carbonic acid, okay? And it starts to eat its way through the exterior. Look on the floor and you see all these holes? More or less that's what's happening. When it happens on the outside of the mountain, those holes start picking up more rainwater, gets bigger and bigger, and the next thing you know, you got underground streams coming through here, and that's what carved all these out. We've done cutting along the sides here. The floor has been smoothed down so we can walk on it better, but other than that, the walls and the ceilings, it's all natural. It's not concrete, it's not cement, this is all natural cave structure through here. And as you come through today, you may notice the dripping going on. Now, normally it's not a problem, but we've had so much rain this spring and so much rain these past couple of days. All that rainwater has picked up a lot of carbonic acid. It stirs up a lot of the pollutants and impurities that kind of settle on the soil. Should you get dripped on today, try to wipe that off quick. That stuff, carbonic acid, can stain your clothes, it can give you a rash, and it can itch like nobody's business, okay? So just be real careful with that. I'm kidding. It's water. It's fine. Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's water. It's not going to hurt you. That's good luck. That's called a cave kiss, okay? So you got to
Cave
worry
kiss.
about that.
Put your helmet on.
Is it bad in here?
We already said it.
Mom, this was time it was
This up here is called the Vista Room, and it gets that name because it is a great showcase of all the different colors and formations you're going to be seeing down here today. Your formations coming down from the ceiling, those are called stalactites. Rainwater comes in from the surface, minerals collect up there. Gravity actually causes them to form down like that. But then you'll notice the water dripping out of the ends of these things forming into a puddle on the floor. The minerals begin to build upward and you get a stalagmite. Easy way to remember, stalactites hang tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites just might one day reach the ceiling. And back there where they connect, that's called a column. And among the colors you're going to see down here today, these are all natural except for the green stuff. Different levels to it. Right now we are standing just on the very first. Most of our tour is on the second level, right at the bottom of these stairs. But before we go in any further, we are going to check in with the surface, let them know how we're doing. See the call box right up here? This is how they used to ring up to the surface back in the day. You two boys, have you guys ever used a phone that had cords?
No.
Yeah. I'm getting used to hearing that. Sometimes they have, you've heard of them though, right? You heard of phones that have cords? Okay, well sometimes I haven't even heard of them, but this don't work. Well, it does work, it just doesn't work in the way it should. They left in the old copper wiring, and that stuff is really conducive to echoing. You can echo through this thing, they heard up in the lodge and echo back down. Similar to what they used to use on battleships and submarines to communicate. It was like a tube system that you would yell through. It's also, if you take two cups and a string, all right, you pull them tight and the sound will still travel through. Yeah, it's the exact same principle. Actually, I don't know, the girls was it carries better. I don't know why. It's the picture something here. I promise it's not booby trap. Nothing's gonna fly out, hit you in the face. All you need to do is say hello to this little black thing right up here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead.
Hello?
Wow, usually I have to tell them a second time to do it loud. That was perfect. That was fine. It was great. All right, let me listen here. It should come through. Come on, give it the program pay. Yeah, that don't actually do anything. I just like watching people talk to the box here. That's just something I do for good luck on every tour. We have to have someone talk to the box before we go down.
Be careful. Don't run. Go on.
You're right up in here. We call this the Skyland Room. Looks like a sunrise or sunset out west, depending on how you look at it there. Turn this light off here and go better. There we go. Down in here, this is called brimstone. Water actually starts to drip through here and flow through like a stream. You can see it puddling up right now. Looks like sand or dirt, but it is in fact solid rock. Sometimes the minerals start building up in these little canyons down here. And I gotta warn you, as you come through the cave, you may see some of these built up on the sides of the trail. If the light and the shadow hits them just right, they look like snakes. I promise you, yeah, no snakes down here. No, believe me, it's too cold down here. If there were snakes down here, I would not be down here. But I do not.
Yeah, snakes are cool.
You don't like snakes?
We don't find spiders in I like spiders.
Well, we do have cave spiders, you know. We do have spiders that live in this cave. For real. Yeah. You're not likely to see any. But yeah, we do have a species of cave spider that lives in here. Now the snakes, I gotta tell you, they like to get up in the entrance house because that's where the cold air is coming out. So that's where they go to keep cool. One time I was taking a tour down the steps, and one of them slithers out of a rock above my head and fell on my shoulder. All right. It was a little black snake. It was fine, but I learned a very valuable life lesson that day. I learned that the expression "cry like a little girl" that's not very accurate. If you cry like a grown man, that's way worse. That makes me feel a lot more uncomfortable. So I don't say "cry like a little girl" anymore. I say "cry like a grown man" because that's definitely worse there. Y'all.
Stop holding your helmet.
I got bored on.
Oh, wow.
Alrighty. This up here, it's called the curtain room, and gets that name because of all this flow stone. Anytime you get active flowing water in here, eventually, as the water dries out, the minerals will calcify and they will leave behind these little patterns on the wall like this. Flat against the wall like that, we call them curtain formations because they look like a closed curtain. And can anybody see the lights are out up there a little bit, but you'll see that metal ring on the ceiling up here? Yeah. That is an old candle holder. And that is how they used to light this place up for electricity. That was used up until the 1920s. 1920 is when electricity was put in here. It took 2.5 years to do this whole cave with lights. Now, I gotta warn y'all, because this happened earlier this season. Some of these fixtures and wires in here The fixtures especially almost 100 years old, some of them. So they're very old and dangerous. And if they get water in the right spots, they will explode and catch on fire. And I saw it happen on a tour. We was really walking past this one section, we heard a pop and saw flames, and people freaked out. I had some people turn around and try to run out of the cave. I'm here to tell you that even if every single fixture in here exploded at the exact same time, the only thing that would happen is that it would get dark, okay? The fire hazard down here is pretty low. And I mean, look, I tell you what, if I can set anything on fire right here, your tour is free. Okay. Give it a minute, it'll catch. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not here. Nope. No. So yeah, that's one less thing about no fire is going to be spreading through there.
Oh, it's a little, oh wow. It goes deep down in there.
Oh yeah, it goes right there.
For this trail, there are places, even off this wild section here, cracks and crevices that if you fell into, they can't get your body out. Okay, your body would stay in there forever. Because, now here's the thing, the official reason search and rescue tells you that they're not going to go in to get remains is because they don't want to risk other people just to go in to get remains out. Similar to Everest, okay, if you die up on Everest, they're going to leave you up there. But the real reason that they won't go in to get remains is much, much darker. You see, the real reason that they won't go in to get remains out of there is because of what happens to, well actually, yeah, just look in here and just imagine what happens when you're trying to pull a deceased body through some of these holes and cracks and everything. Yeah. It falls apart, okay? So stay on the trail, do not wander off the trail here. I know. Oh yeah.
This is about the biggest section that we've been in so far.
They pay money to go to an attraction to be scared. And then when you scare them, they get upset. They get mad. Like, what the heck, people? Come on now. I had more than one guy take a swing at me when I would jump out and scare them. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Of course, now this cave, this room right here is called the Yosemite room. It is the biggest and driest room on the tour. And you see these holes on the floor everywhere here? These are drip holes. Normally they would become stalagmites, but because the floor in here is so dry, you'll never get a proper puddle. And they're going to stay looking like these little angel things here. Now this room actually may not look like it, speaking of Halloween, but this room is in fact the scariest place in the whole cave. This room is torture. It'll break you. It'll break you if you stay in here long enough under the right circumstances. And it's nothing, well, let me put it this way. If you were to ask anybody who is familiar with caves the question, what is the scariest thing about a cave? 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you it's the darkness, right? Oh my goodness, the cave darkness, it's pitch black. You can't see anything, can't see your hand in front of your face and all that. And it is pretty scary. It is pretty dark. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to do that a little bit later. But if you really want to experience the creepiest and most unsettling thing that happens in here, all you got to do is stand very still. All right? I want you to stand very, very still. I want you to keep very, very still. And I want you to be as absolutely quiet as you can be. Okay? Try not to make any noise at all. Now, I'm not going to scream or jump or do anything like that, okay? It's not a trick. I'm going to stand right here. I'll do this together. So stand very still, keep very still, and be as absolutely quiet as you can be. Yeah, that is a deafening silence right there. That is,
Get a hairpin drop.
Oh, okay, so yeah, this is called the Alexandra's Ballroom. Alexandra was wife to one of the original owners. During Prohibition, they had parties in here. The band would sit right up here. We call that thin as sleigh. And can you imagine back in the day having a few drinks and trying to dance on the floor in here? The floor is partially man-made. It's called the cobblestone effect. Right now, we're tracking in all the dirt from Yosemite. It deposits off our shoes and builds up on the floor in here. These are actually not rock, it's just compacted dirt. And you always got to get the expert opinion. You all think that looks like Santa's sleigh right here?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. You really want to see it look like Santa's sleigh? You go up there, you climb up, and you sit on it.
It just looks like
Go
a
ahead.
car.
You can do it. You can touch it.
Okay, now.
Put your helmet back on.
This here is called the easy way down. It is the easiest way to reach that third level. That third level is the wild section of the cave. There's no real lights or pathways in there. You got to crawl and climb and shimmy to get on through. And that's where you find a bulk of the critters. As this is a living cave, we have several different species of critters living in here, including cave crickets, cave millipedes, cave salamanders, cave shrimp that live in the water system, cave spiders like I was telling you about. I do not like the cave spiders, however. Cave spiders, they can get big. Okay, I've seen them get this big. They're pale and they're the same. You know those little white spiders you find in the crawl space sometimes? It's the same exact type. They can get this big, and they're pale and translucent. They look like the face huggers from the Alien movies. But they're harmless, they don't bite or nothing, and they're actually a protected species. So don't be bothering them, don't hurt them, they won't bother you. You're not likely going to see any crawling around today.
Jesus Christ, Ellie. What's wrong with you?
That's a long way down.
Well, I mean, that's what causes the blue, that blue rock.
Oh, I see
Picture in there.
that. That's water. Yeah,
There it is. I got it on camera.
But do you
Now that
do
cave water,
that?
that's one of the streams carved this cave out. Cave water looks really clean and clear, don't taste very good.
There's
All the
there's
minerals
water
very
down
bitter,
there.
very metallic. Plus, very powerful laxative. Okay, a lot of magnesium in there. If you ever go caving with somebody and they're like, oh, here, try the water, don't drink the water. Don't drink the water coming in.
A little bit.
The cave is breathing, and that is how it maintains its temperature down here. 55 degrees all year round. It don't matter if it's 100 degrees outside. It don't matter if it's 10 degrees outside. It's going to be the exact same in here. Now, based on the average air temperature on the surface, caves in Virginia are in the 50s. Mexico has a cave get up to 120.
Ooh.
Alaska has one that'll get down to 10 below zero. So I don't want to hear any complaining. This is nice. This is cozy through here. But also, some people often ask about the oxygen level down here. Is there enough oxygen? Are we going to be okay? Blah, blah, blah. It's fine. As you walk through this hallway here, you can feel the air coming in. This cave always has fresh air coming through it. So now, some places, catch right up here. And once you kind of get, you got to catch it just right. There it is. Okay. Should you get lost in the cave on a warm day, follow the flame. Okay. The cave is breathing out, so right now, today this flame will take you right to the surface. So that's how, follow the flame. They live in dens. They'll live close to the surface, but they won't go deep in the cave. So you're not going to find any down in here. But they do get into the campground, which is kind of funny because when that happens, we get to ride around and shoot paintballs at them and get them to go away. Yeah, we only use paintballs or rubber bullets if they get too aggressive. But yeah, I'm not trying to kill Winnie the Pooh. He's going to sting for a few days, and you'll walk it off. It'll be fine. This right here, this is called the cave crop. It is a man-made ceramic barrel put here back in the 1920s to catch this dripping right here. Cave water is very good luck, so if you like to, when you walk past here, watch out. Do not drink it, okay? Do not drink it. It is not, oh, sorry about that. I had a spasm in my wrist there. I don't know what happened. Yeah, touch it, don't drink. Everybody sticks their hands in here, so it's like the holy water at church, okay? Don't drink out of there. You can touch it, but do not drink it, though.
Don't put it in your mouth, for real. Yes, just don't put it in your mouth.
I'm gonna pop your spirit this time for you yet.
Oh, it's cold. Yeah, it's cold.
How cold do you think it is? Colder than the pool?
Yeah, it's cold as Stone Mountain.
Trail, as far as they could go, and actually reached a point where they had to make a decision. Do we push forward and hope that we find the surface, or do we turn around and come out? They only had enough supplies to make it out of here. So they decided to do the smart thing and turn around and come out. To this day, nobody has been past the furthest point that they got to, which is why we're called Endless Caverns. This cave has no known explored end of the whole system. From this point, you can get in about another 6 miles from this point here. We're one of the longest privately owned caves in Virginia. Virginia is the second most cave populated state in the country. We are the 13th largest. We are the 13th largest cave out of a state that has 4,000. So we're 13th out of 4,000. And last winter, a group of us who work at the caves around here, we have our own little caving club. We went down Explorers Trail about a mile and a half, a little day trip. We went in to crawl in a mile and a half and come out round trip, 10 hours.
Ooh.
And in 10 hours, you couldn't even stand up or sit up. It was all hands and knees on your stomach going like that for 10 hours. You want to do that?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're smart like that. No, yeah, it's so weird because you can have somebody, you can be crawling like 2 feet behind someone, you can see the bottom of their boots, and you think you could yell and have a conversation. But when you yell and they yell back, all you hear is, yeah, it's weird stuff. Right now though, we're gonna do a little bit of backtracking. We're gonna head back through some of the rooms you've already seen, but keep your eyes open, things look a lot different coming back through. In a few minutes, we're gonna pick up a brand new trail. But before we do that, Natalie, right? Natalie, come up here. You feeling lucky, Natalie? Maybe. Okay, here's the deal. I got 3 switches. One of them will put us in pitch black. Okay? I tell you what, here's what I'll do. I will, I'll make it easy for you. Okay, you got a 50-50 shot. Pick one, see what happens. Go ahead.
Come on, Matt.
Just hit it. You chose wisely.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Say though, someone was like, how do you think they're gonna get them out? I said, well, like I said, they got 2 choices. One, they could swim them out. 2, they can keep them resupply till October.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a fossil.
Looks like an alligator's back.
Horse.
Mississippi, Great Lakes, Rocky Mountain. Just
Oh,
one.
some
Get the
dinosaurs.
rest later.
No, Georgia.
And that's all natural. All we did was put a light behind it. Y'all be careful up here. Yeah, there's a puddle on the floor. Now where is actually let's do Tori this time. Tori, come up here. We had a tour guide here named Tori. We call her Tori the tour guide. She didn't like that. All right, now we got 2 switches and they're both in the exact same position. So pick one, see what happens. Y'all choose wisely. No one has yet to hit the wrong one. Y'all really do choose wisely. This next tunnel is getting even smaller, okay? Please watch your heads coming through here. See these little white stringy things poking out? Coming past, these are tree roots. That's how you tell we're getting close to the surface. The root system on a tree, in some cases, can go down as deep as the whole height of the tree. These are likely from the maple, because the maples can get pretty big around here. Oh yeah, tree roots right up here, bud. You'll see them coming past. But yeah, please watch your heads coming through this tunnel.
Barges through everybody.
Like, I'm not gonna wait to do it right now. Is that cool?
That's
Is
pretty
that like
neat.
your favorite part?
That's cool. We're under a tree right now?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
in a tree.
there's the little tree
Let's
roots.
go in the little tree.
Nope, you haven't. Oh my God.
39 steps away. Well, this is just like the lighthouse, maybe a little bit steeper, which is hard. Because the stairs are so steep.
You're right, this is kind of fun.
Lots of twists and turns.
Yeah, you squeeze a bit too.
That's pretty.
You gotta squeeze yourself.
You gotta squeeze yourself.
Like this. Let's see why you call it fun house.
Gather around. I want y'all to try to look up front and see this front part here. There's a big puddle here. Watch out for this. Now we're going to do a little light show in here. It is going to get dark, okay? It's not going to be pitch black like cave darkness, but we're going to light this place up, light the front part up real nice. You're going to like it. If you boys turn the headlamps off for me just while we do the light show here so that way people aren't getting checked in. Thank you all so much. All right, y'all hang tight right here. Don't move. We'll get that going.
Yeah, it's like marshmallows dripping down.
Watch out for the pole here, but this, it's called the cathedral room. This was the very first room that those boys discovered. When they came in here with their candles, they looked up at the ceiling and they thought they found the bottom half of the garden. They thought these were carrots and radishes poking in down through here. But ran back home, told their parents, that's how it all got started. Used to be the very first room on tour, but after a while it was decided it's too pretty, so we sent it for one of our last ones here. And this is a great room for pictures too. If anyone wants to get a group family picture together, I'm happy to do that for you. Picture together, happy to do that for you in here. Not to brag, but I'm very good at it in here.
If we come up to the gift shop, then this is Disney.
I think we're gonna come up to the bottom part where I filmed earlier. I saw a different hole or a different door. I said, this is where I think we're probably coming out.
Where's ours?
Up above, or up ahead of me.
They're up in the front. Okay.
Yeah, come on in here, try to get one up here. Watch out for the pole there. Yeah, come
Oh,
on
that
in
looks
here.
like a cupcake.
It does.
Oh, you all right? Okay. Well, come on here, you look up at the ceiling. You might see why we call this the blue room. That blue is natural. It is from an element called manganese. And this stretch here in the Shenandoah Valley is the only place in the whole world where you could see this particular shade of blue limestone. That is called Newmarket blue, from the China Newmarket right up the road here. And back in the day, they actually used to make buildings out of this stuff. But you're not going to find any blue buildings. Once you take it out of the ground, it will lose the blue color. Sunlight, rainwater, all that good stuff, that will wash out that blue.
What color does it turn it?
Oh, well, gray.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can see sometimes see the buildings that you pretty think, well, yeah, that was originally blue, but yeah, it washed out there. I had a family from Belgium one time. I had a family from Belgium camping here once, and they was out taking pictures at the sunset of the mountains, and one of them actually asked me if it was normal for the mountains to have that glowing blue ridge running along the whole top part there. I said, not only is that normal, dude, this is really going to blow your mind. Do you know what we call those mountains? Roads. Well, this here is our last stop on the tour. I want to thank you all for coming down today. Hope we got some good pictures. Again, my name is Jake. Make sure you have all the belongings you came in here with, phones, car keys. I have had people drop their car keys down here, so yeah, don't leave the car keys. Make sure you have all the children you came in here with. I think we're good. Coming up this way behind me, though, we got some stairs, not as bad as the ones we had earlier. These are easy, but then we got to walk out these doors. And I got to warn you, when you walk out these doors, it's going to feel warm at first. All right? I promise you that's normal. Sometimes people think we're having heat stroke, but you're going to be fine.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you were right. We did come out.
Yep. I knew it.
Dude,